Assuming we're live. What's up, Facebook?
Hey,
You're
Facebook.
back with 10 Planet Austin Radio. My special guest, roll some R's for me. Priscilla
Herrera.
And this is our first weekly update episode. And on this episode, I'm not going to waste a bunch of time interviewing, talking about your upbringing, how you learned to make guacamole and tacos. We're going to get right to jiu-jitsu. And what is bigger than EBI 13 this weekend? Holy shit!
So
I hope
awesome.
you guys watched it.
That combat jiu-jitsu.
And that combat
so fun.
jiu-jitsu. And we got to talk about upcoming EBIs, upcoming on Invitationals. What's going on in Texas Jiu-Jitsu? What's up with the Kumite? And then, opportunities. We're going to LA in a couple of weeks.
Dark
So,
Art Seminar.
a lot of fun stuff to talk about. I want to thank our sponsors real quick. On it. Love them. Buy all their stuff. Get that Alpha Brain. Use code TEMPEATX. And then come visit the physical location at the On It Gym in Austin. That's where I have. And we have the ultimate jiu-jitsu school, 10 Planet Austin. It's mixed in with Bang, Muay Thai, ATX. And then we have all the cool tools and training systems out here. We got guys like Primal Soldier, Isak Milan, Want It, you name it. We got it. Come check us out. And then Tonka Bar. Eat your god darn Tonka bars. They're yummy. They're juicy. They're meaty. They're big, long.
Cranberry
They'll get you
bison.
through those nights that you need something. So, yeah. Tonka bars.
Tonka.
Put that meat in your mouth. So, EBI 13, guys. What else can you say about Gary Tonin besides he's the 5-time EBI champion? It's pretty damn badass, huh?
It's pretty inspirational, for sure.
Dude, what a cool dude. A lot of jiu-jitsu guys, I think in the past were kind of weird. And not to say Gary's not weird, but he's like cool weird and pretty damn normal and not like awkward weird. He's cash, chicks, and championships, man. And I'm sure he's fucking doing all three.
Has he been in Austin before?
I don't know if I've ever seen him out here, me personally. I don't know that. I'm sure he traveled quite a bit, but I haven't hung out with him in Austin.
So he didn't get to come when Gordon Ryan was here?
Gordon came through, this is he already knew he was the king. He was Gordon's very, very, self-confident. He knew he was the king, but I don't think everyone knew he was the king. So that when Gordon came through, I tell the story, I think every podcast. Motherfucker slept on my couch, you know what I'm saying? But in his mind, I remember him talking, he's like, I'm going to smash everything in jiu-jitsu, and then I'm going to go into MMA, and I'm going to smash everybody in MMA. I'm going to not fuck around. I'm not going to party. I'm not going to do anything besides get better. Just you guys watch. Just you wait and see. He wasn't talking shit. He was just being confident Gordon Ryan.
Did he have a super fight, or was he in the tournament
Yeah,
that
he had a super
time?
fight. He fought James Partridge. He's most known in that match for the possum guard. That's when he went out there and just laid down. I don't think he's going to do that at EBI 14, the absolutes. Not that he couldn't. He could probably still play that game, but I think he'll probably approach people a little more aggressively. Be stoked to have both him and Gary back, or have them both here for that show. But back to EBI 13, you can still watch it. UFC Fight Pass, Inch by Inch TV. Watch Gary just march through the competition, and these are not slouches. All these guys have marched through other competitors themselves to get to EBI, and his first match was against Chance Bro.
Oh, man.
And what a cool guy Chance is. On it Invitational 155-pound champion. Then he took out the On It World Open 155-pound champion, and then he got a spot in EBI, and they put him against Gary Tonin in round one.
Intense.
And he did not buckle at all under pressure. He went out there and played his game. He does what he does. He took a round off to start the match.
Round off back handspring.
Round off back handspring. He's a showman. Bumped fist with Gary Tonin and then went after him. So it was cool to see Chance. At least he threw it. I think he might have even lasted longer than Wagner Rocha.
Oh, yeah.
So he went out there and had a match with Gary Tonin, but he's 19, and Gary's obviously one of the top in the world. After that, I can't remember the second round, but Gary just kind of, I think he got an inverted triangle. Oh, Dave, what you showing us?
We're flip-flopped.
We're flip-flopped.
We're flip-flopped on Facebook Live. Maybe we can twist the camera a little bit. Go vertical. Maybe that'll flip it back. Is that going to be difficult? Is that better? Did that fix things? Dang it.
No, I think you should just leave it like that.
It's fine. Just leave it.
And we'll turn it around later on.
Cool.
Can you flip it later on
I believe so. Yeah, for sure.
in editing?
Yeah, for sure.
All right,
Okay.
guys. Crisis averted. If you're watching this sideways, I apologize. Turn your phone, I guess. Anyways, Gary Tonin goes through, and he got like a triangle armbar, I think. And I can't remember the third. There's a lot of cool matches, but got to the finals. Wagner Rocha took him out right away. He jumped honey hole on him, or 411, or whatever you want to call it, inside Sankaku. That thing that Gary always does to win all the time. That's what we should be calling it.
The Gary.
The Tonin. But that wasn't the only awesome part of EBI. EBI also featured the first combat jiu-jitsu tournament at the 170 level, and holy shit, Boogeyman,
Your
way to
boy.
do it, buddy. Way to go out there and crush. Way to go out there and represent the Tempe Freaks. Yeah, he's honestly very well built for MMA, but exceptionally well built for combat jiu-jitsu. You know, he's got all the right tools, super huge reach.
He's a break dancer.
He's a break dancer. His wrist and his hands are fucking gigantic, man. I would not want him smacking me and then opening up all the positions that does, you know. So he got a really nasty Darce. Everyone saw that. Nora posted, his wife posted that video.
Oh,
It
yeah.
went all over the place. That was cool. And then he won the I think he tapped out with that was that the Peruvian? Did he finish the Peruvian?
The first round? The first time he
Yeah.
went up? Yeah.
Man, I don't got my stuff together, guys. I'm sorry. Right back to work after EBI. Either way, Boogie crushed. I don't want to give you all the juicy details. Go watch it, the replay on UFC Fight Pass. Check that out. But what was cool also at UFC 13 was EBI 13 was to see the commercials for EBI 14.
It's going down officially here in Austin, Texas.
Yeah, man. You see the names being blasted, and then you see that Onnit Academy,
Yeah.
or the Onnit Gym, rather, logo pop up. Super big moment for us. You know, the school's been open less than 2 years, so to host EBI is pretty awesome, man.
And that's the absolutes.
It's the absolutes. Absolutes, you guys. I'm already getting blown up for tickets. They're about to drop. Get them right away when they do, because it's going to sell out. I'm going to tell you right now, don't come at me with the homie, the friend. I can't do it. It's not my show. It's the Eddie Bravo Invitational, and we're going to be tight with them tickets, so get them early. Get them early. Bunch of studs. Gordon, Gary, Big Red. Locally, we got Travis Moore, but the lineup's huge. Vinny Magalhaes. He's recovering from a staph infection, but he's still going to get in. I don't know that. I'm just throwing it out there. That's totally fake news.
Vinny Magalhaes has a staph infection?
Not that Laranja told me something. Said something about that.
He maybe whispered that in your ear.
Yeah.
Anywho.
That will also feature likely going to be some female athletes competing in that, or a female athlete. I don't want to spoil a surprise, but it's possible that Priscilla will be featured. It's possible that some other local Texas people will be featured in EBI.
It's not official yet.
But we need to find the right competitors, and I think we whittled it down. We reached out to someone you had competed to and lost to before, and they declined an offer to have a super fight with you in EBI, which I thought was crazy, but to each their own. To each their own. The day before EBI, we got Onnit Invitational 6, and if you haven't heard me talk about that, I'm not doing my job. I'm trying to do my best. Onnit Invitational 6, the females, OI6, the females, is going to feature 6 female weight classes, and they're almost finished filling. I think we mapped it out today. So the girls that applied, we didn't not get your information. We got it. We've been just trying to make sure we got it matched up before we send out the invites. So we're stoked on that, man.
The females.
Yeah, 115 through heavyweight.
6 brackets.
6 brackets. Mixed in with some super cool super fights, man. We got our man Kyle Kingsbury, in-house talent. He's going against a local black belt, Patrick Miller, in a 215-pound super fight. They haven't signed on the line yet, but I think we got some Danny Castillo, Jamie Varner action, which is he used to be a big name in the fight world. Jamie Varner, Danny Castillo, obviously still very active with Alpha Team, our team Alpha Male.
He's
rather.
an on invitational vet as well.
Yeah, he's competed as well. And then Adam Piccolotti versus Mike, the guy that none of those are official. They still got to sign. So, but what is official is that weekend's going to be epic. It's going to be 2 days of just badass jiu-jitsu, all at On It Gym, all at Austin, where everything is so much fun. There's always stuff to do before, after, during, and a lot of beautiful people like yourself there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so fucking pumped. I'm so pumped.
That weekend's going to be insane.
Yes.
So much war going down.
And I'm recruiting Laura Senko to be the commentator for or OI6. And, man, if you guys Google Laura Senko right now, she's a pretty cool person. Beautiful. Fought in Invicta. I think she fought in Invicta. Does some commentating already. So,
Oh, cool.
just want to have like a female voice on this one. So hopefully that'll be the case.
Some female commentators.
What else we got going on? What's going on with you?
You know, kids classes, just finished one of those. We got them Monday through Friday. And aside from that, I'm training for a match
That weekend.
for that weekend. Either I'm
Yeah.
doing on an Invitational 6, competing in the 135, or I get a super fight at EBI,
Or potentially
or
a small tournament.
a small tournament.
Small women's tournament, and EBI is still trying to make that happen.
So we're still trying to make it happen. It's a little kind of frustrating not knowing what's going to happen, but I'm training. I'm training a couple times
always
a
stay
week.
ready. You got to stay ready
Yeah, a
and
couple
not
times
even
a day.
sweat it, man, because we could be like, oh, man, we changed the date. It's tomorrow
I'm ready.
against this person. So you can't, or it's
I'm ready.
now. You got to be ready like that. But the kids, man, I'm real impressed with the kids program. You've done a great job. You have an awesome coaching squad, though.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm so proud of the buy-in from the other coaches.
They
And
really want to be there. It's
yeah,
awesome.
with their specialties, and just watching this meteoric rise of their talent. It's just been crazy to see how good these kids can get, man. And it's a testament to the 10 Planet warm-up system. It's a testament to how passionate you guys are about it. So if you're in the Austin area, I don't know who else I'd leave my kids with. It would definitely be Priscilla and the coaches at Tempe ATX. They're going to take care of them. They're going to turn them into little savages, and they're going to make sure they're good people at the same time. So the character of our kids, I'm really impressed by. But obviously the skill sets are through the roof, man. Hanging out with the kids this weekend was fun.
Yeah, that was dope.
We took the opportunity to just chill out with the kids and try to not put them in a competition mindset, not put them in, we're doing jiu-jitsu all the time mindset.
Which normally every Saturday they're
But-
out there.
Yeah, every Saturday they're competing, every freaking making road trips. But that didn't last long. You can't hang out with these kids and not end up doing jiu-jitsu. I mean, we're jumping on the trampoline, it becomes jiu-jitsu. Playing any game, it turns into jiu-jitsu, man. It's weird how that works. Yeah, watch out for Sergio. Watch out for Brother. Watch out for all those kids, man. All those. Little Rowdy, he's in a smash. Team Moses, you guys better look out.
Gotta
Tempe, San Antonio is in the development stages, man, and we are going to murder up there. But speaking of 10th Planet and development, man, we're going to HQ.
Yes.
So I'm
November.
super stoked about that.
Yeah, I'm really excited to be back at HQ, learning from De Cerberus. How do I say that?
You say Marvin,
Marvin.
Coach Marvin. You don't have to refer to him
Coach
as
Marvin.
Instagram name,
Oh,
but
yeah.
Das Erebus.
Marvin
He always,
Castell.
I was always like Sir Das Erebus. I
De
think.
Cerberus.
It's the three-headed dog that guards hell.
Mm,
He'd really identify with that. I think
interesting.
his image used to be that, but he's offering the dark arts, and we couldn't be more pumped to take on some of that.
And we had a little sample of dark arts, and his students came
Yeah.
out here and really just showed us what they like, how they like to drill, which is like minutes
Systematic,
on end.
yeah.
Yeah.
10th Planet's a different kind of school, man. We are heavy in the drilling. We are heavy in the practice. I got a letter today from a student or a former student rather that really just was like, man, you guys drill a lot and you don't roll as much as other schools. And that's the reality. Like our classes, man, we're putting in the reps, dude. That's what we're doing here. We're not just like playing around, putting in the reps. And that's how Marvin's gotten so good so fast. That's how his guys have gotten so good so fast. They go, okay, 3 minutes, boom, we're going to kill this drill. Stop, polish it. 7 minutes, kill this drill. And they don't stop moving, man. They systematically break it down. They systematically drill it. And then it becomes part of them. And I mean, they even set, their minds. It's like they teach a yoga class.
They set an intention. They're like, we're here to work.
And that's exactly what 10th Planet Austin's doing. We're not playing around. We're definitely leveling up. And partially inspired by Brandon and Carlos, man. Just the way they ran class was awesome. And it's cool to see, a lot of times you make a copy of something, you make a copy of that copy, and the copies get worse and worse and worse, and you kind of get fuzzier and fuzzier and fuzzier. But in this case, the every successive generation, as far as what we're doing at HQ, is we're building in the desire to find more, building in desire to learn more. So when you see guys like Carlos, they're second, third generations from me. At their level, they are way sharper than I was. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a copy machine that when you're making the copy, the picture's getting more and more beautiful. It's like the picture's developing as it's being copied. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, jiu-jitsu also is developing.
Totally. And it's just the open, it's now becoming open chain, open block. Everyone can share. You know what I mean? Someone can post something on Instagram, and then later that night you're doing it, and then you're adding something to it.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, art. So there's still spots open. You can still get in on it. If you don't know who Marvin Castell is, you probably don't want to go or don't need to anyways, but you should. You should know who he is, and you should go to Dark Arts in LA the 1st of November. It's going to be like a weekend of just killing it.
If you don't know who he is, he hit that really sick Imanari roll.
Yeah.
That went viral.
He's got 10 million views on that one.
Yeah.
What are you most excited to learn?
From Das Cerberus?
Yeah.
Marvin? I would say his leg lock expertise.
Totally. He's going to give
great.
us and the guys, there's a couple of my guys going, some stuff that I'm scared to show you guys. Like I don't necessarily, I'm almost like, okay, because we're a new school and there's definitely some danger, and he's got some wickedness in his game. And if that's the first thing you teach people, and that's the only thing they know to go to, they're just going straight to this horrible kill move.
Oh no.
That's why you got to just feed in the extra. You don't teach executioners day one.
No.
You know what I mean? That's someone's going to die. You know what I mean? So I'm excited for you guys to pick up some stuff that we have not done here for sure, man.
We got a couple people on the squad coming out for that too. So that'll be
Tempe
nice.
ATX is coming in at
Little
Tempe
bonding experience.
We're pumped for that. Man, we went there last time, and training session had built up a collection of dirty rash guards and spats. Like, when we went out there to train, I brought my best gear, like I had a bunch of new 10th Planet Austin stuff.
I had just gotten my 10th Planet Austin rash guards and spats.
Whole bag of dirty clothes
Just
of
disappeared.
the best stuff. Gone.
Just gone.
God, man.
Sad.
I'm still thinking about that. But luckily we got tons of rash guards, so go buy yours at 10planet.austin.com. Click on shop. It'll take you to the Onnit store. Scoop up some of that new fresh gear. Plug.
135ers. Where you at? Let's build a really cool bracket for
EBI.
For EBI.
Yeah, a purple belt bracket, 135ers. That'd be dope. If you're out there, connect with us. Who do we got here on the old gram?
Insta-G.
I don't know who these people are.
Here.
Bunch of
They've
haze,
kept
highs,
saying
hello,
kiss
hello.
for Brazil.
Kiss for
Brazil.
Brazil. Brazil.
Mwah. Brazil.
Kiss to Brazil.
Does it put you
Drill
off
the
that
kill.
Eddie talks about conspiracy theories? Is that the question?
No, I mean,
No.
I'm a hardcore. This podcast is actually about conspiracy theories. There's that's part of our description, and it's Eddie's just a guy that's questioning life, man. And just like everyone else should be out there. You don't wake up and ask yourself why you're here, what you're about, what we're fucking doing, what really motivates you. If you don't ask those questions and someone else is giving you those answers of what you're here for and why you should be living, and that isn't to go, make money for somebody else without you having some kind of like tie in it. Eddie's he's woke, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
So,
he's just asking questions.
Just asking questions, And he's a guy that's like, he's decided to walk his own path and do his own thing. He started his own jiu-jitsu school. He's into music. He's a Renaissance man.
Mm-hmm. And
part of being a Renaissance man is asking, what the fuck is going on? And are these sources real? And that's, I think, what's going on with Eddie. That's my 2 cents.
Yeah, I've definitely gotten into conspiracy theories since I started 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu. But I feel like I would have found them on my own.
One of those things
eventually
that came up recently, came back up, was the possibility of giant trees that used to be on the earth. You know what I'm saying? The concept, you see some of these large structures that if you step back and look at it, you're like, that's a giant tree stump. It even has hexagonal cell structure in what seems like for a petrified rock or some kind of rock that just happens to have this hexagonal shape to it, and the whole thing seems to be in the shape of a tree. So wouldn't it be crazy if at one point in time, space and time, whatever's going on, there were giant trees here
that are now mountains
that we perceive as plateaus. Or a large rock structure, when really it's a large stump that's just been there for beyond what we readily recognize, beyond what we're normally told. And oftentimes I feel like this happens in all sciences. If it doesn't fit the currently accepted belief system, then typically it's not going to ever make it to mainstream. It's not even going to make it into the science book. So a lot of times anything that's actually contradictory to what we're always told, we'll never hear about.
Mm-hmm.
It just didn't have a chance to get through the wall. And I think
through the gatekeepers.
Yeah, through whoever is trying to maintain the concept
current
of
institution.
The institutions. And you see it all the time. You see it, man, there's so many things, so many examples.
Yeah, you really like to get into that tree stump one.
When's the last time
it's been a while.
I haven't brought that up at all.
It's been a while, but I'm pretty into
there's a
NASA.
There's a couple of these hexagonal structures where you look at all the rocks in the area, and they're like hexagons, and they look very much like large tree cells that have been turned into stone. And the mainstream science will say that's a lava formation. That's a hot rock was liquid, and then it solidified.
It's science, bro.
And then it just happened to solidify in hexagonal structures in long strips. That's pretty damn lucky. But the law of infinite probability says that someday I'm going to open my laundry machine and my clothes will all be folded. So maybe that's what happened. Maybe some liquid magma hardened perfectly into
like the Big Bang.
All these places. Yeah, and then that's the other thing is, are we really random accidents? How could you go to sleep at night thinking about that? So, do you buy into science that says there was an explosion and we're all hurtling outward from this main explosion, and all the things that are happening are just random? Yeah, exactly.
There has to be some
more
meaning.
Or do you believe hardcore religious structure, or do you believe
simulation?
And now there's a simulation theory, and now people are like, it's trendy to be in simulation theory.
I'd like to think it's like a video game.
What if it's that's what they've been saying all along. They've been saying it's a video game. It's just God's video game. You know what I mean? It's been God's own personal video game, his own personal entertainment. But then simulation theory comes along, and now you're talking about the programmer or the engineer. Now we're back to fucking Matrix, and like some
creative design.
Yeah, who's the designer then? It's still God, or he programmed us.
Yeah, I like the current events conspiracies.
Oh,
so
man,
I like to get into those.
The shootings and I mean, it's almost hard to touch on those
because they're so
sensitive, and people were so like, lightning. It's a lightning rod subject that just flares everyone up. What's interesting though is I had some clients back in Charleston in my private personal training days, that still are, I think, relatively well connected in the Republican Party. They have, they're influencers, boosters, old South type people, and they were so pro-Bush. They were some of the most pro-Bush people that you could possibly be, and they were so proud of the Bushes and the quote-unquote dynasty that they had. You know what I'm saying? With Bush Sr., Bush Jr., and how, they were just America, America, America. Well, now, fast forward post-Obama and Trump regime, they are so pro-Trump that they're anti-Bush. And now they post like anti-Bush stuff because I guess Bush is conflicted with Trump in some ways, about how he's treasonous and he's the same as Clinton and he's the same as the Bush are the same as, and it's just so interesting to see, how someone in their lifetime, and this person's way older than, these people are way older than me, become, shift so hard. Like I would, Bush is everything. And then now fast forward 12 years, he's treasonous. You know what I mean?
It's like a show. I mean,
it's pro wrestling, like Joe Rogan said. It's pro wrestling.
You might have your favorites one day, but then they'll flip the script on you and...
and voting's like rooting for pro wrestling, he would say. It makes you feel better, and a lot of people do it, but does it change the outcome? You have no idea. No. It might change how they run the story in the future based on how you screamed at the pro wrestling, but it doesn't change what they already wrote down. The only problem with conspiracy theories is it can make you feel one of two ways. Powerless, like, fuck, everything's all fucked. How are we possibly going to, fix this? Or it can enrage you. Maybe there's a few other ways. Make you be like, we got to do something about this.
Yeah.
We got to change this shit right now. But then you're like, man, there's a big problems here. These are huge, huge, huge problems.
Sometimes I feel helpless.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I know something funky's going on, but there's really nothing I can do to change it.
There's such extreme wealth in some areas of the world, such extreme poverty. You're right. We're right in the upper half of the middle. Or, I'm saying we're at least in this country, running water, those kinds of things. But if we don't keep doing what we're doing, we'll lose all those luxuries. So you better you better be teaching those kids classes. Otherwise, well, you'd probably be fine. But other people, not as pretty as you, need to keep working. They got to keep paying their water bill. You know what I mean? So you're just trying to stay afloat. You're trying to, no matter what the rents do, no matter what tax man's going to come around. So you could risk everything you had to try to attack these conspiracies of the world. But no one has. Unless you're already rich, how do you have the resources to do it?
I don't know, man.
You got to change the kids.
I'm getting sweaty thinking about this.
You got to teach all the kids how to be killers. Then you lead a revolt with just kids.
We have a pretty good squad already. We just need to recruit some more.
I just gave away all my plans.
Let's see. Any other good questions? Okay, folded laundry. Please interrupt him. Bisping versus GSP.
Bisping versus GSP. If GSP comes out like Gary Tonin, watch out for your feet, Bisping. If GSP comes out and thinks that, I don't know, man. I think ultimately GSP is a better fighter. Bisping's stayed in the game, though. It can go either way. No one really saw Rockhold getting knocked out by Bisping, but GSP is not looking at Bisping like Rockhold did. That's his lunch right there. So I have no idea.
When's that going down?
November 7th, I think.
Okay.
Something like that. Or maybe Christmas. Dodgers game 1. Are we ignoring people who watch this? Well,
kind of.
How am I supposed to answer that? USA is the best reality TV. I could not agree more. What else is going on here, guys? I'm proud of you, too.
Oh.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Flat Earth.
What time are we at? Oh, that one's my favorite.
Yeah, clearly there's some pictures out there that are of the Earth, but not any one has been produced by NASA. So there's other space agencies that have satellite imagery So there's a Japanese space agency that they say is providing imagery on a consistent basis every 15 minutes or something like that. But we don't have that, and we don't have there's space station imagery that's constantly feeding. You don't see the whole Earth in that. So there hasn't yet been an American-owned satellite, you know what I'm saying,
taking
or whatever,
real
that's
photos
taking
of the
real-time
Earth.
photos of the Earth where we can see the whole thing. That's the reality. That's all I know. I think, anyways.
So those are just photoshopped images.
So NASA you can look at it yourself. NASA will openly admit that the images of Earth that they always show you, the blue ball, all those ones, are composite imagery from multiple cameras that took strips of pictures. It's like I took a camera and took a strip of your leg and just worked my way up your leg.
I remember learning
Calm down, guys. And then created a picture out of all those strips. And that's how they made the planets. But even then, you look at some of the past pictures that NASA's issued of the Earth, and there's clearly places where they cut and pasted clouds. Someone had a little fun and wrote some words in the clouds. Kind of reminds you of like a Disney movie. So really, flat Earth is more of a shout out. We're calling out NASA.
Yeah.
Or we, when I say we, people were like who kind of will promote some of that stuff. We're basically saying some of this information is bullshit. Stop giving us partially bullshit information.
If you look at the photos that they've shown us of the Earth, like the different generations of them, it's weird that the continents will like shrink. They're not. It's not consistent.
Yeah, things change.
That's like
it's
was
weird
a big red flag for me.
And then we've heard people tell us that it's an oblate sphere. It's not a perfect sphere, but every picture we see is a perfect sphere. You never see an oblate sphere image of the Earth.
No,
unless you're seeing someone
circle.
define an oblate sphere. You've seen pictures of the moon or the Earth from the moon. Those have obviously been shown to be doctored, fake. Proportionally, they're wrong anyways. So flat Earth is the Tower 7 to NASA, so to speak. And really, it comes back to controlling what you perceive your reality. You know what I'm saying? If you were born into a slave compound in, say, like 2,000 years ago, and you didn't know any better, you're just born into this slave, and you were told that you're a slave and that gods live outside the slave walls and it's your destiny to work in this mine, how would you know any differently? And and the Earth is only as big as this space, and the pre-Columbus, so I guess, people were told that the Earth is only this big, and they controlled everyone's understanding of what reality was. And now science is telling us what reality is, and now NASA is telling us what reality is, and now they're saying you're on a ball, everything's random, there's no real meaning in anything.
Mm-hmm.
And there's probably 1 billion other planets just like us with 1 trillion other life forms on them. Maybe
every damn classroom has a globe on it.
Maybe
you're taught you are here.
But who really knows,
globe.
man? Who really knows?
I
have never been high enough to see the curve, but I have seen things far enough away that they should be beyond the curve, but they're not. I can still see them.
So they've like done the math on like
yeah, you can do
the
math. I spent a
curvature.
lot of time on the water and seeing across bodies of water, and I could see on radar how far something is away, and then I can look in binoculars and it's still right there. And if you did the math, it should be down over there. So maybe my math is wrong. I don't know.
Who knows?
What's up?
Where are we at? We got more comments.
Turkey.
Oh, too close. Too close for comfort.
Zoom us out. Any questions from Facebook, Dave?
You want some grappling discussions? Maybe we'll do something like that next time. How long did it take you to grow your hair, Curtis?
At this length, it's been trimmed a little bit. Probably started 5 or 6 years ago, but it's been long for a while.
Okay, besides the warm-ups and drilling, what would you consider to be important to a beginner at 10th Planet?
Recovery and taking care of your body. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So you see it all the time. People go too hard, too fast, and they break something. So I'd recommend investing in that other component, which is recovery. looking at maybe yoga and adding that to your practice. Diet too, man. Eat good, eat clean. Definitely good thing for the beginners. Mobility, improve your mobility. One thing I did that was bad for me, and that was, I used to commute a long ways to train, and I would get in my car, drive for 30 minutes to an hour and a half, depending on LA traffic, and then jump out of my car, hit the mats, jump right into shrimps, probably only 100 steps, right into class, roll hard until, drill, then roll crazy until they kick us off. So they kick you off, you're sweaty, you're tired, you don't want to stretch, you right to the shower, clean off, and then I'm back in my car. And I didn't do any I shrimped and some other warm-ups, and I didn't do any cool down at the end. So I think those two combos, like just driving there and then driving home without stretching, made me tighter and tighter and tighter. So
get your yoga on.
Yeah, and especially when you live in your car, you're sleeping in a small box, I just got tighter. So like here, adding mobility, adding that other component, the yoga component, no matter where you're at in your jiu-jitsu game, you got to have that recovery. Probably even more so later on, but might as well set the habits early.
Definitely. I really like that we've been ending class in Shavasana, which is a practice in a yoga class. It's the last pose of class, and it's after you've done all the work. You just lay there and relax, relax all of your muscles and just chill out and breathe.
Dude, and visualize.
And
then we work in a little bit of that Wim Hof. So that comes from my wrestling days as a kid. I remember our wrestling coach, we would do a lot of those, especially right around tournaments. He'd murder us, and then lay down and visualize. And we'd, walk through the first part of the match, even part of the day. So you wake up that day, what I'm saying? What are the things you're thinking about? You get to the school, you weigh in, what I'm saying? You're walking yourself through it. You're warming up with your teammates. It's time to go out on the mat. You shake hands. You see yourself, doing that duck under, hitting the double after that. I vividly remember the images I had in my head. So like the things I would create in my head, I can still remember some of those scenes. So hopefully that carries over to you guys, and you feel real good about your practice, and you see how that practice is going to play out in the competitive field. Hell yeah.
I have this image of Eddie raising my hand.
Gotta have that one. Speaking of that, yeah, we have eclipsed some numbers, and we become officially a very big school. And now that we're so big, we can't play around no more. We have to get militant. And if you've been in class the last few weeks, it's changing. Things are changing here. When you start a new school and you're a new business, you're trying to make everyone happy. We try to do that, but also adhere to our standards. But now it's just we're even raising our standards, and we're less concerned about making people happy. We're more concerned about implementing our system and implementing our agendas, and that is to create the baddest school in Texas and in the world. And right now, I think we're right there. We're starting to produce some of the best athletes. We still got some titles we need to take, but we're just going for it. And if you come to Ten Planet Austin, it's not the same as it was a month ago. It's never going to be the same. It's never going to be the same. We ain't playing no more.
Yeah,
man. So
this ain't kiddie class.
You guys get ready. If you're one of my students, just know when you're coming to class, it's a new place. You better be a new person, ready for the next stage of your evolution.
Get on it.
Yeah, fuck yeah, get on it. Any other topics that you've been burning? Anything you've been dying to ask me now that you got me in front of everybody live?
Jeez, Curtis.
Jeez.
Where'd you get that sweet hat you got on?
Oh, this is some 10P OG apparel, man. If you ain't rocking the Melee beanie, you don't know what Melee is. You probably don't know what's up that much. No, I was joking. It's one of the original 10 Planet hats. I don't know if Eddie still has these, but I think he might. I think you can still get one. It just won't have this logo on the back that I have. And while you're at it, man, I'm telling you, get that 10 Planet Austin gear. the chicks dig it. They love guys in 10th Planet Austin gear.
Yeah, we do.
You can't help it. You can't help it.
Where are we at?
How much time? Yeah, I feel like I got that
Is it 7 yet?
parch going.
I'm between sessions right now. I did Lunch Crush, taught the kids class. Now we're going to hit the fundamentals.
And advanced class. It's B-Day, Hail Marys, and we're just throwing up fucking kills. Throwing up kills.
Oh, Eddie reposted my video today from like last January.
You can see the size difference in you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I looked a lot
cheeks,
thicker. My cheeks are thick.
All your cheeks are different.
My arms are thicker. My butt's thicker.
Ryan was here.
Ryan was
Wherever
here.
you're at, Ryan.
I miss you.
Come back, man. We're here. No judgment. Just come back.
Rolling Kimuras.
Yeah, you got this, dude. You got this.
You know you miss them rolling Kimuras. You know you want to extreme cuddle with us again, Ryan.
So, Zombie Squad guys, come visit 10th Planet Austin. Come to the 7 a.m. class. Check out Coach McHale, Coach Chauncey. I drop in every now and then. Priscilla drops in every now and then. Then there's the 11 a.m. class, which is the Lunch Crush and the funnest people in the world. And then we move on to 4 o'clock kids class, kill class, future class, and the best kids. I mean, I don't know who's better than Sergio. If you know some kid that's better than Sergio Guajardo, a.k.a. Subtle Pepper, let me know, because he's kind of smashed on everybody, man. He's the in the Gi and Nogi. He's the current IBJJF national champion. He's Kumite champion. He's an on invitational winner. He's the baddest dude out there. He is a product of Tempe ATX kids, and so are all the other brother, Tristan, the twins, Van. We got it's Zoe, Zayden. We got some of these other girls coming up.
And now we have Joe and Luke's son training with us.
Yeah,
too.
man. Those the family here is getting stronger and stronger. Stoked to work with yours, to bring your kids in. Priscilla will, you'll mold them.
I will teach them how to.
So that's 4 o'clock. And then 7 o'clock are fundamentals. In between those, you guys, Bay Muay Thai. Alex Anusian, Dwayne Bang himself appointed him. Super solid dude with extensive Thailand Muay Thai experience. He crushes that 6 and 7 o'clock, or 5 and 6 o'clock classes. And then it's time for the evening grind, the night class, which is nothing short of like just epic every day. It is. If you want a badass jiu-jitsu experience, you want to know what it feels like to train.
2 hours of drilling.
HQ, man, show up here at 7, and we fucking crank the music. We step up our level. We dedicate our lives to sharpening our tools, man. We'd love to have you be part of that, no matter where you're at, what level you're at. Signed up a guy the other day, and he started training in 1996, trained until 2002, and then kind of fell out of it. And he could not be more stoked to be back. He had a blast. So, I'm looking for everybody. If you've never trained and been thinking about, we all have those guys too, that been watching jiu-jitsu, thinking about doing jiu-jitsu, and then just did it. They finally made the move. They're like, if I have to watch one more warm-up video and not know what the fuck's going on, I'm gonna freak out. And then they show up and they have a blast, man. And that's what we want. We want people who are willing to come here, have fun, but also put in the work. If that's you, come see us. Priscilla will work with you.
I love working with beginners.
That is a trait that I love about you. Part of jiu-jitsu is giving back. You can go in the treadmill and run on that treadmill every day at your gym and never once check out the machine and say, is it okay? You can just use the treadmill. And that's not jiu-jitsu, man. That's not jiu-jitsu. Your partner is not your treadmill, and the people there are not just your tools. They're things that you have to help upkeep and take care of. And sometimes in jiu-jitsu, sometimes classes, you being a little mini teacher. You have a white belt for their first day, and maybe you're a purple belt or up, and you're like, normally I just want to hit my reps, but part of the game is paying it forward. And you learn to make that fun, and you learn to make that a benefit to yourself because it carries over into your teaching. So you guys out there, when it's a new student, don't be like, oh, fuck. You know what I'm saying? I got to deal with this guy. No, man, that dude can change your life in the future. So that's a door. That's a door. That's opportunity coming at you. And you're just not hearing it if you don't see what that is. I think it's part of the reason I'll have to say it. Part of the reason I'm here was my willingness to teach new students at HQ before there was warm-up videos. I knew the warm-ups, but people would come in like, what the fuck's going on? I'd see a person come in and like, hey, do you know what day it is? But what are you talking about? I'm like, Wednesday? Like, no, do you know what day it is? No. Well, it's open guard day. And the first 15 minutes of class is where we'll be doing. They're like, oh, shit. You know what I mean? Like, and then I'd be, come here. Let me show you. Let's get started. And then they'd feel so much better about when class started. And that helped build the school. Anyways, I'm digressing. Yada, yada, yada. Dave?
What time is it, Dave?
How you feeling about this, Dave?
I think we're ready to fucking kick some ass.
Kick some ass.
Ready to kick some ass. Ready to go train.
So, mark your calendars. Check the social media. The next few days we'll be dropping tickets for EBI 14, OI 6. Limited seating, limited space. We got front row, we got second row, we got general admission. No matter where you're at, it's gonna be fucking awesome, man. It's gonna be awesome. But if you want Gordon Ryan's sweat on you, either slide into his DMs or get a front row seat at On Invitational. He probably won't break a sweat. But you never know, man. It's a stat card.
Wait, is it both Gary Tonin and Gordon Ryan?
I think they're both in that one. Yeah.
Ooh. But they might have to fight each other.
That's happened. Eddie Cummings, Gary Tonin have to fight each other.
That'd be cool.
So
but
I'm sure they roll all the time. Yeah, Sachinov, and then we got the EBI qualifier happening at HQ right around the same time as Combat Jiu-Jitsu Worlds. So November 12th is going to be a pretty epic weekend for Jiu-Jitsu as well. And then I know Kyle Boehm is competing in that. He's the former 205, or he's the current 205 champ at On Invitational. I think I'd like to see him in that weight class, the absolutes again.
He's competing in the Combat Jiu-Jitsu?
He's competing in the qualifier to try to get into EBI absolutes. And I feel like he's got a really strong, he's probably going to win. He's a beast. So I'd really like to see that matchup down the road. Gordon, Kyle Boehm. Obviously, Gordon, Sachinov would be cool. Yeah, dude. Cool. Excited about the future. I'm excited about seeing Sergio and Rowdy and Brother and Team Moses and EBI, because no doubt those guys, that's their path, man.
Ooh, kids EBI.
Well, no. Cool. Well, yeah, I mean, eventually, as adult champions as well, man.
Yeah.
We never talked about the Kumite. Bruce, if you're out there listening, we'd like to do some more with that. We need more opportunities to compete for everybody. We want to help out with that. If you guys have something we need to know, you got to tell Priscilla something and you don't want to directly contact her, you guys could always go check out 10patx.com. There's a questions, comments form. You know, you got something you want to say, let us know. All our information's on there, upcoming events, schedules. Click the link to the store.
And then we'll be doing this once a week. So
yeah,
send us your questions and maybe we'll be more prepared to answer them next time.
Be ready for weekly updates with Priscilla Halala, Nogi Pris, or Empress. Empress, as she likes to refer to herself in the third person. You're horrible.
I don't do that.
All the time. Empress, Empress needs this.
Empress needs her tacos.
Well, we love you guys. We love jiu-jitsu, and we hope to see you at 10th Planet Austin.
Purple belts, 135ers. Where you at?
Oh.
Where you at?
Oh. Whoa. Dave, kill it for us, buddy.
See y'all. And we are done here. Thanks for watching, people. Did we press the button?
Wait.
Is it still recording?
Kill these first. You kill all this stuff.
You kill this. I just want to see if there's
and then you stop the recording last, because this is post-show content, and this is the little teaser content that goes in the back of every episode. Right, so if you're listening right now, you probably listened to the whole thing.
Wow, you've made it.
You made it through the whole thing, and I'm going to tell you my social security number now and my mom's maiden name.
Why would you do that?
Because that's what they want. They're like hoping to get some extra content at the very end.
They waited this very long. I mean...
What do you want me to say?
Give it to him.
One time, in band camp, Priscilla, what happened to you?
Farted.
She played the trombone. Now
So wait, are you supposed to
I got
say
some warm up videos, some warm up bloopers,
You do?
warm up poopers.
Oh no! If only you had. Do you have them saved in a folder? If only you did.
Someday that'll get dropped. No pun intended. No pun intended. Post that shit, homie.
Bam, instant.
Share.
Share it all. Look at that Natasha Kingsbury.
What a babe.
Dude, Laura Senko, super babe. Natasha's a super babe as well. Super babes.
Laura Senko's the friend that you were talking
Yeah.
about.
I thought it was one of the Instagram models. You know what I'm saying? We have all
Yeah.
these.
Let's do a little story for my Instagram.
You just went live on a
I
whole.
know.
What do you mean?
We just wrapped up an episode of Tempe ATX Radio. It just dropped on iTunes, so make sure you swipe up and check it out.
Oh man, that wasn't good. Let's do that again.
Okay.
Go for it.
I'm coming at you from the Tempe ATX Radio booth. We just finished recording a weekly update. We're going to be doing these once a week for Tempe ATX Radio.
Everything we're doing here, everything 10 Planet Austin. Come check us out.
Or listen.
One more. How do we want to do this? Just went live on 10p ATX.
On Tempe ATX
Download us on
Radio.
iTunes.
Yeah.
Something like that. Go for it.
I want to get you in it. Come. Just went live for Tempe ATX Radio. Make sure to check us out on iTunes.
What happened? I'll hit it.
Just press it. And go. Just went live for Tempe ATX Radio. I said lie. I said live.
This is the hardest shit in the world. We just talked for fucking 40 minutes, so we can't do a 10-second. We just went live on 10p ATX Radio. Check us out at iTunes. Listen to Miss Priss give us the weekly update.
And we'll be doing this once a week along with a special guest.
So who do you want to see next? Which person?
No. Let's see. Tempe ATX weekly update just went down. Check it out in my live feed. And be sure to tune in on iTunes. Tempe ATX Radio.
We are
Live. Weekly update just went down. Check it out in my live feed. And be sure to tune in on iTunes. Other one? Okay.
This is it.
This is it. We just finished filming and recording an episode of Tempe ATX Radio, a weekly update. Curtis, what you think?
Check it out on iTunes. We're coming at you every week with updates from 10 Planet Austin, all the latest jiu-jitsu news, gossip, and conspiracies.
We should have talked about the assholes on Instagram.
Check it out on iTunes. We're coming at you every week with updates from 10 Planet
I think it's
Austin,
good.
all the latest jiu-jitsu news, gossip, and
Yeah.
conspiracy.
Yeah, that's a good one. Filming and recording an episode of Tempe ATX
Good.
Radio, a weekly update. Curtis, what you think?
Check it out on iTunes. We're coming at you every week with updates from 10 Planet Austin, all the latest jiu-jitsu news. I mean, not that he couldn't. Probably still play that game.
The orientation of the video is gone.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to download it and flip it afterwards. I was reading that you have to start it.
Yeah, it's because we got started wrong.
Yeah.
basically.
So we'll know that next time.
UFC Fight Pass, inch by inch
14
TV.
comments.
This thing's hot.
Questions.